Hello, little people and big people. This is Granny here. Today I'm going to read a story about eyes that keep watching on you. This is called Fox Eyes, and the fox looks at everything and then goes on. I hope you like it. Take care. Lots of love. Bye. Okay, we'll begin. There was once a spy, a red fox who came to spy on the opossums. There were 5 of them. They were supposed to be asleep. But can you see the eye of the fox looking at them to see what they were doing? But they weren't asleep. They each had one eye open. They were playing possum. The fox noted all this, and he went on his way. But with their one eye open, the possums had seen the eye of the fox gleaming through the hole. They knew that the fox knew they were playing possum and that he'd caught on to their tricks. A rabbit running through the field heard the fox nearby, and he froze. Why? Because foxes like to eat rabbits. He stopped stark still against the rabbit-coloured grass and froze to the stillness of a rock. Even his rabbit smell was frozen to no smell as he crouched there, invisible as something that doesn't move or smell or look like much. And there he is, still as anything like a statue, looking very scared with his ears twitching. But the fox peeped through a hole in a log and watched the field for a long time. He saw the rabbit's ears go up, so he coughed, "Wish-a-choo!" And the rabbit knew the fox had seen through his tricks and that it was time to run, which he did. And if you look back at the log, there's the fox's eye, and out of the end of the log is his tail. A squirrel was bustling about under a hazelnut tree. He frisked his tail and peered about. Then he dashed up a nearby oak tree to a hole where he'd hidden his nuts. But who was peeping? The fox was peeping from behind a rock. And he saw where the little squirrel hid his nuts, and he coughed, "Wish-a-choo!" And the little squirrel knew that the fox had seen his hiding place. But I don't think it's much of a danger, really, because I don't think foxes eat nuts. The fox came to the cave where the bear lived. He peeped through a hole in the top of the cave, and he saw a big fat bear, sound asleep. The bear woke up, and he yawned till his white teeth gleamed in his big pink mouth. And then he stretched and lumbered out of the cave. And who was peeping through the hole at the top of the cave with one eye? Who's that? That's the fox again. The fox followed the bear. He saw him go to a big stump where he'd hidden his honey. And then he saw the bear take a big sticky paw full of honey out of the old stump. "Wish-a-choo!" The fox coughed. And at that, the bear knew that someone knew where he hid his honey. And he saw the fox's tail disappear into the bushes. He doesn't look very happy that somebody knows, does he? Then the fox followed a little fat dog way out into the middle of a field where she went to bury her bone. "Wish-a-choo!" the fox coughed. And at that, the little fat dog knew that someone knew where she'd buried her bone. There's her bone, and she's having a good dig. And there's the fox up on the hill having a look. Look, he's a busybody, isn't he? He wants to know everybody's business. Some children who were supposed to be taking a nap in the afternoon weren't sleeping at all. Look, they were all up. He's shooting, she's reading. He's got his caterpillar under the bed, not asleep. "Wish-a-choo!" the fox coughed. and the children knew, the fox knew that they weren't sleeping. All this the fox noted, and he went on his way. But that night there was pandemonium among the animals. Do you know what pandemonium means? It means everything is in a mess and a chaos. That night the opossums didn't play possum. Look, they were all looking with both their eyes. The rabbit ran around all night. The squirrel got excited and ate all his nuts at one go. And the little fat dog dug up her bone. The bear ate all his honey, and the children who were supposed to be asleep weren't sleepy. But the fox just yawned. He sighed and he yawned. Then he lowered his ears, curled his bushy tail around him, closed his eyes and went to sleep. He went to sleep right away without even thinking about what he'd seen. Because, of course, the fox could never remember the next day what he'd seen the day before. So they were all quite safe, actually. And that's the end of the story. Night, night, Mr. Fox.